This
it was the
conference
last
will
slide.
now be recorded.
Right. So what we discussed in the last session about waterfall models and all that, those are the traditional models. Either it is waterfall, V model, incremental, iterative, and all that. And now we're discussing about the agile part, right? What is agile is all about, and why agile we are using nowadays, because predominantly agile methodology is using across industries nowadays, right? So for what reason and all everything we must be knowing. So if you understand agile, agile will be called as methodology or else it's called as a process. Okay. So it's a methodology or else it's called as a process where whatever the implementation we do, either you are developing a project or manufacturing a car, because most of the people have some misconception that agile methodology we use in project development, but usually it's not. It's not. It's not only in IT application development. Agile can be used in other areas also, because when, for example, we are manufacturing a car, right? We'll have the design first. Based on the design, manufacturing team will start assembling the parts, right? But there will be there are some possibilities that minor changes might require for us to do, right? There may be, we may have a need that we need to change some minor requirements and everything need to be changed. So agile normally deals that, means last minute changes and all everything are possible in agile. The reason why are we going for agile nowadays, because of the kind of flexibility it has in development. So not only in project development, whatever you are manufacturing, whatever the process are we streamlining, in that process this agile can be implemented. Okay, so the very first thing we should know, why agile, right? For what reason agile are we using? Okay, because I'll be mentioning you the reasons of agile implementation. I hope you can see this document, right? You're able to see this document, am I right? Right. So agile, the reason using agile methodology. Why are we using agile? The reasons are as follows. First, flexibility in development. Flexibility in development. So what is meant by flexibility in development? Flexibility in development means project can be implemented according to our requirements, according to the required need of the customer. Okay, so you don't need to follow any structured process. Whichever is required, whatever is needed for the customer, that can be developed. That is what the flexibility part is. So not only flexibility development, but also last minute changes are also possible under agile. Okay, so even last minute changes can also be made under agile. This is point number one. Point number two, comprehensive documentation. Comprehensive documentation means, if you see the traditional models, when you want to communicate requirements or when you want to interact with people, we communicate through documents. Like, if let us say as a role of a business analyst, if you see, being a business analyst, we focus more on preparing documents like business requirements, software requirements, specifications, all that we prepare as a part of requirements communication. I'm saying as a part of requirements communication, we do that. Okay, but when you see in agile, the documentation is very comprehensive and very limited in size, because most of the people say that there is no documentation in agile, but usually it's not. Whatever is required, whichever is essential will be prepared, that's it, right? We don't prepare anything extra, additional. This is what we call it as comprehensive documentation. Means documentation will be limited in size. So then what we do, how do we communicate, right? because we preparing BRDs, SRS, we preparing UML diagrams, all that we do. But in Agile, what we do? So comprehensive documentation means here we write user stories and all. In spite of preparing documents, what we do is we write user stories. So what is user story and all? I'll tell you later. Okay, user stories will be written so that it's a short description of requirement wherein to explain, so that people will understand much better, so that it reduces the time of interaction, uh, so that our work efficiency will become more better. At to the point. At to the point we write. Right? We don't write anything unnecessary things would be written in this. Right? This is what comprehensive documentation is also another important element under Agile. Next, client will also be a part of project development. What does meant by client will also be a part of project development? It means client representative, I'm saying, because if you see in traditional model, client never involved in the project. Client never involved in the project. Never. Because client never involved in any of the project. He'll be an outsider, he'll be an external party. But whereas in Agile, what happen is client representative, I'm saying, right? Client representative will also be a part of the project development so that it reduces the complexity. Whatever we are going to develop, everything is depends on the interaction what we have. So interaction is more. Interaction among people who are limited in size happens more, right? Interaction, because if the people are very limited, it's easy for us to interact, right? If people are more, obviously it leads to difference of opinions, right? Confusion among all may happen. But whereas if you see in Agile, interaction will be more on the limited people whoever is working here, right? Whoever the limited people are working, interaction will be more on them. This is also another important aspect we have to see under Agile, right? Interaction will be more. At the same time, client will also be a part of it. We have comprehensive documentation, flexibility in development, and last minute changes, right? Next, it's time bound. Means for any reason, extension of timelines will not be given in Agile. This is one thing we need to understand. It's all time based. For example, if you want to complete a task in a week of time or a month of time, at any cost, we have to complete the task on time. No extension of timelines will be given for so whatsoever reason it is. Then you can ask me one thing then, Raj, as it's a human intervention, people are involving, there is a possibility that it may get delayed, right? Sometimes we may have some delay and all may happen, right, in interaction, because humans are interacting, so intervention is there, so there are possibilities. So that, but what we do is whatever the portion of work which was remaining, that will be converted into the next level. This is what generally Agile majorly tells, right? So for any reason we don't extend. This is one thing, time bound. Next, whoever working under a project, we should have multitasking ability. This is also anything important. I think this basic part I covered in the last session, if I am not wrong, but still it's a repetitive thing here, right? Multitasking means multitasking we do means whoever working under Agile team should capable enough to handle everything, right? They should be good in project development, they should be good in testing, they should be good in documentation, and so on. They should be good in all the ways, because if someone is absent, we have to work on behalf of them. That is what generally Agile will tell. So the reason why are we going for Agile nowadays and why it is prominent, because of these factors. Understood? Clear?
So, Raj, If you're a BA, how can you do QA's work?
Sorry?
I said, if you're a BA, then how can you do the testing part?
I'll come to that point because I'm
Okay.
not discussing about the whole of BA here. Whatever I'm discussing is only relating to Agile part.
Agile. Okay,
I'm
sorry.
not discussed about how BA is involved in Agile. I haven't discussed it. So
Okay.
at that time, I'll explain. Whatever the question you asked me, I understood.
Okay.
So how multitasking is connecting to BA, right? This is what the question you are asking me.
Yeah.
I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the answer for some time, in some time, right? So these are the advantages why we are using Agile in project development. Okay, but Agile is an umbrella because Agile methodology or Agile process is an umbrella where in under Agile there are different frameworks and processes. For example, if I am saying that I am using Agile, you can see this diagram. Just now I shared with you. I think it's not yet changed it. Just a minute. Let me show you the diagram. Right. I think hope you can see this diagram here. If you see Agile methodology or a process is an umbrella, under Agile, we have a lot of process and frameworks are involved. Because for example, if I'm using Agile development, if I'm in Agile environment, in my project is in Agile environment, I may be adopting a framework called Scrum, whereas that may not be remains the same for everyone, right? Somebody may use XP. XP stands for Extreme Programming. EXTREME, Extreme Programming, right? This is what it is. Extreme Programming. Right? Next, Kanban, Lean, DSDM. So whatever I am showing, all these work comes under Agile umbrella. Agile is a process or methodology. Whatever the framework, whatever the process they were adopting when they are developing the project, vary from project to project or company to company based upon the expertise what that team has. They adopt that process. But you may be having a doubt here. Means if you are from Agile, you may have doubt. Otherwise, there will be of no doubt. Because you may ask me one thing, Raj, then we heard about more about Scrum rather than anything else here. Because I never heard about XP, I never heard about Kanban, I never heard about Lean process and all. But I heard about Scrum more. What was the reason behind that? Because we never heard about all this. Even though we know about, we heard about Agile, we heard about Scrum, not remaining. Why? Because of the kind of success rate it has in project development, especially in IT project development. Scrum framework has 80% market share because whoever are adopting the process, people follow a process called Scrum framework when you are comparing with XP, Kanban, or something like that. That's the reason why prominency for Scrum is more. It doesn't mean that remaining things are not useful. Very limited people will use, but majority cases, Scrum, because of the success rate and flexibility, Scrum has. Understood. Understood, right? Right. So this is what generally the Agile umbrella is. Now, if you see the past diagram, in the first diagram, if you see, observe closely, if you see this diagram, when in the first diagram, you see the size is very limited. As even in the points also mentioned that team size is very limited, as I told you, right? Team size is very limited and limited people work for the project. Then how many people will be there in Agile team? Because if you see in traditional model, somewhere around 20-30 people all put together, right from project manager to documentation expert. You could see 20-25 people will be there, but whereas in Agile, you don't see that, right? So you have a limited in size, right? What will be the limitation, right? Is there any limitation here? And what roles we have? Because Agile is a role specific. You don't see, coming to your question, you don't see any business analyst as separate in Agile. Fundamentally, as far as the Agile methodology is concerned, you don't see a role called BA. If we required, if you are adopting some BA and all everything, that would be different. But If you are a business analyst, assume that had experience in traditional model over a period of time since few years. Now, if you got an opportunity to work under agile environment, right? You will not be a business analyst anymore. You will be acted in a different role. Your name will not be a business. Your designation will not be a business. Your designation will be another way. So what was that, and what exactly the roles you see in agile? Right? Agile normally of 3 different roles in agile, right? Irrespective of the process, irrespective of the methodology we follow, agile have 3 different roles. Because if you see the traditional model, if you see the traditional model, as I told you, you have project manager, you have BA, you have architect, you have developers, testers, documentation team, right? All these people will be there in a traditional model. Project manager will takes care of project planning and all. Business analyst takes care of business requirements and client management. Architect will takes care of architecture of the project. Developer do coding. Testing people do testing. Documentation team will prepare documentation for the project. But whereas in agile, it's role specific. Usually we have 3 different roles in agile. The first role we call it as product owner. This is the first role. Understood? Clear? Rekha and Monty, right? The first role will be called as product owner. Second will be called as Scrum team, followed by Scrum master. We have 3 different roles in agile. If you see any of the agile team, consists of 3 roles. One is product owner, followed by Scrum team and Scrum master. In most of the occasions, I am not giving you 100% guarantee, but in most of the occasions, if I am a business analyst, working as a business analyst earlier, worked as a business analyst earlier in the traditional models, if I want to work under agile environment, I'll become a product owner. Understand? Clear? Rekha and Monty, right? I'll become a product owner. Product owner quantity is 1, right? 1 product owner will be there in agile. 1 product owner. Whoever are in business analyst role earlier, you will be called as a, or you will be turned yourself as a product owner. You will not be a business analyst anymore. You will be called as a product owner. So this product owner is a person will be called as client representative. He always try to provide benefit to the client or customer. This is what generally a product owner vision is, right? Because if you are a business analyst, we act as a product owner in majority of the occasions. We'll be a client representative. As I mentioned you, if you see in earlier explanation when I mentioned you, I told you that client will also be a part of the project, right? Means client representative. Client representative will be the product owner. So next, what a product owner do? A product owner is a person who define the features of the project. Whatever the features we have in the project, that will be defined by the product owner, right? Product owner will define the features of the project. Followed by that, product owner is a person who develop user stories and create and maintain product backlog. This is what a product owner do? Remember, Rekha and Monty, right? So these are the things which a product owner role do. You are a business analyst. If you turn yourself as a product owner in this any of the project, what you have to do is you need to define the features of the project. Followed by this, you need to develop user stories and you need to maintain product backlog. Right? This is what you do. Now, what Scrum team do? Scrum team normally, the team size of Scrum will be of 7 people. Scrum team consists of 7 people who will be involved in project development. Means these people who will be here, developers, testing team, architect, and documentation team. All these people will be a part of. All this will be a part of Scrum team. Understood? Clear? Developers, testing team, architect, documentation team. So these people should have multitasking ability. Whatever the question you have asked me, people who are working under the Scrum team should have that ability to work on multiple roles. Means they should be able in a position to analyze the requirements if it is required. I'm saying they should be able in a position to work on documentation, testing. Means whatever is required to develop the project in order to complete it on time. Because if you want, it's a time frame based. If you want to reach the targets, multitasking is required. If someone is absent, we have to do their work. For that, whoever are under Scrum team should have that capability or should have that ability. Understood, Rekha? Monty?
Yeah.
Clear? Or not? Understand?
Yep.
Right? You are clear or not? No.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Next, what Scrum Master? Normally, Scrum Master will be of 1 in size. Sorry, 1 in number. What Scrum Master do is Scrum Master will create and endorse the tasks to the Scrum team. At the same time, tracking the progress of the work is also the responsibility of a Scrum Master. Understood? Clear? Clear or not?
Yeah.
Rekha and right? What Scrum Master do is they track the progress of the work. Okay, tracking that. So whoever are under the project management experience, Scrum Master never be a project manager. Okay, point is very clear. But whoever have project management experience in earlier projects, those people can become Scrum Masters also. Okay, because these people are closely associated with the Scrum team. Whatever the work they do, whatever the assignment we have given, whether are they capable enough to handle this or not? If yes, how many days time should be given to them to complete? If not, what should be the alternate? How much work they have completed so far? What is balance? Right? Tracking the progress of the work. Everything will be taken care of by the Scrum Master. Provided if you have project management experience, it would be more easier for them. So if you are a BA, at the same time, if you have project management experience earlier, as I mentioned you, right? The senior business analyst will have project management experience and all that. Those people can become Scrum Masters. But nowadays, as far as the job profile is concerned, if you want to be a Scrum Master, you must be having certification. Those are all different again, because those are all criteria. Because there are different certification for Scrum Master like CSM, PSM, and all. So Scrum certified Scrum Master, and professional Scrum Master. Different certifications we have. So those are normally will be allowed, especially for job profiles. That too, especially in US and other than India. Usually they value more for certification. I don't say that they don't give value to the people experience. Of course, they honor, they consider, but apart from that, they look for certifications. But in here, we don't really take it certification as a primary thing here. I think hope you people have understood the difference, because you people are from medical and pharmacy background. You know how certifications are important in the professional growth in other than there, right? In US, UK, and all that, right? They'll be focused more on certifications, and they give less importance. I don't say, yeah, they give less importance. I don't say that they're ignoring it. They focus more on certification rather than this thing and all. But here normally we give importance for the expertise what that individual is carrying, other than the certifications and all. So, but for Scrum Master, what happened? Maximum projects, maximum job profiles require an individual must be a certified person. That is what the criteria. That's a different thing, different this thing. So Scrum Master responsibilities are these. Understood, Rekha and Monty? Clear or not?
Yep.
Right now you can ask me one thing. Then Raj, do you say that because all these put together somewhere around 9 people were there, right? Total put together 9 people are here. Do you say that all these 9 people are capable enough to handle the project? Do you say that? Will it be possible? Because the projects are large in size, as you told, ongoing projects. Lot of requirements were coming in, even for a single client, I'm saying, right? So World Bank projects and all, if you see, the projects are very large in size, and the project development will goes years together, right? Sometimes I have seen some projects, I have seen closely, wherein the project development will be for almost 5-6 years. And
Oh, wow.
he got married, he has kids, but still he'll be on the project for almost 6-7 years. Even I've seen some people, but because the projects are very large in size. So as long as, because it's one of the biggest and prominent client for the customer, for the software company. So if that kind of situations arises, then that companies will flourish a lot, because usually we don't get that kind of this thing, because the kind of rapport what we have with client, the kind of services, everything also plays a vital role. So that will long and ongoing projects. Some are long and ongoing projects which are possible. But you can ask here, Raj, is it possible with 9 people? Even though people have multitasking, but whatever the time they have is 24 hours, right? How much time they can work? They can work hardly for 12 hours, right? Not more than that. So if they work more than 12 hours, obviously their performance levels will come down. Obviously, right? Because even a human being will have a set of this thing, even for work. They cannot work more than that. Long run, it impacts them a lot. So really, do you really feel with the limited people, will it going to be load? Yes. The point is, that's the reason. If you got any project in real time, especially if they are working under agile, what happened? The total amount of work will be divided into bits and pieces. They'll divide it into 2-3 parts. Okay, one piece of work will be given to one agile team, one piece of work will be given to the other agile team, and one more piece of work will be given to one more team. So that the teams and all everything, the work will be distributed to 3 or 2 agile teams, whoever are working in different parts of the location, right? One agile team may be working in LA, and one agile team is maybe working in somewhere in New Jersey, and one agile team is working somewhere in Virginia, somewhere in that, right? So 3 different teams working on the same project, but the kind of piece of work what they got, they work only on that. But proper coordination among these 3 teams are important, because all these 3 parts of pieces of work will be considered as a single project. Okay, So the proper coordination among these teams of agile teams and all, everything is required. That's the reason why, as I mentioned you in the point, regular interaction among people I mentioned means daily scrum meetings. This is what we call it as daily scrum or scrum meetings. It will be conducted every day about for 50 minutes of time, where scrum team members followed by scrum master will be involved in this. So they discuss about what we did yesterday, what you're going to do today, followed by tomorrow. They discuss on it. So if the projects are large in size, the teams are large in number, that's called as scaled agile. I think you might have heard about this scaled agile framework. That also we call it as in short format SAFe, S-A-F-E, SAFe, scaled agile framework. So that's a different thing, right? Let's not go into that. So a single team won't work for the whole project. Sometimes if the project is in small in size, a single team can compensate that work, right? If the project is in larger size, multiple teams will be involved in this, right? 2-3 teams, and some piece of work will be given for one people and some piece of work will be given to others, so that piece of works will be divided so that they work according to the schedule what they have. And again, every team will have scrum master, and proper coordination among all these scrum masters will be there. But product owner, most of the times product owner is the only one. If they require, they may take 2 more product owners, depends on the complexity of the project. If they require 3 product owners, 3 scrum masters will be there, but coordination is mandatory. If there is no proper coordination among these people, it will be a failure. Understood, Rekha and Monty?
Yep.
Clear or not?
Yes.
Now, coming to our point, as far as the product owner role is concerned, because as I said, business analyst is more confined towards product owner, right? Now you can ask me one thing, Raj, what is meant by features and all, right? Defining features of the project you mentioned, what does meant by this? So I'll show you a document about the point of sale system, because I am giving this case study to the students nowadays so that to get some exposure towards the project. So I hope you people know about what is point of sale system, because it's a kind of billing system we do to generate bill, whoever has come for the store. So these are the features you can see, right? Billing and order processing is the one feature under point of sale system I'm saying, okay? Sales monitoring and reporting, inventory, cross-channel retail management, customer relationship, employee management, loyalty programs and gifts. So these are the features which a business analyst who do in regular development as a product owner. If you are turned as a product owner, if you want to define the features, you need to define this way. Means you need to define the features. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're developing a point of sale system, you need to see what features is required in that POS. At the same time, under these features, there are different functionalities. For example, billing, under billing and processing. How it happened? First of all, you have to scan the items, right? Next, you have to capture different payment modes, right? Payment customer can be paid in different ways. Next, if there is any discount, you need to add it, right? You need to generate the order invoice. Finally, you have to reprint and email invoice to the customer, right? This is all happens under billing and order processing. Because if you see, billing and order processing is a feature. If you want to work on this feature, means if the feature has to work, all these were required. So these hum bolte functionalities. Understood? Clear, Rekha and Monty? Clear or not? Right? So this is how generally the features will be. So this document anyway I'll be sharing you when you're going to do some practicals on it, so that it will be. If you want to have a research on work conduct, you can do it. But still, as far as my this thing is concerned, when I am giving case study and all, I'll give you these documents also. So it will be easier for you to write. Otherwise, again, you have to research on it. It may take time, right? How to work, how to research it. Maybe finding difficulty by the students, taking a lot of time. So these documents anyway, I'll be giving it to you. Understood? Clear? Clear or not?
Yes.
Monty and right? So this is what generally the defining features of the project matlab yehi tha. Now What is meant by user story? Because as I mentioned you, product owner is a person who defines the user stories and maintaining product backlog, right? So this is what I told. Now what you have to know is, what you want to know is, what is user story matlab kya hai, and how to write user stories, why it is important, and do we have any template for that to write the user story, right? These are the questions. So for this, the answers, the explanation about user story and all will be given in tomorrow session. Clear, Monty and
Yes.
Rekha? Right? I hope you understood, right?
Yes.
Today's session. Right. So this explanation about, exclusive explanation about user story, because being a product owner, you must be not only document preparation, but you must be knowing about how to write user stories also. So that part will be covered in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow means, forgot to tell you, tomorrow is Saturday. We are meeting again on Monday. Okay, please remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it's weekly 5 days, right? Today is Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So we are meeting again on Monday. So we discuss about
Same link.
Same link, yes, same link, because the link we have time. There is no expired. Still, there is a time for this. If any changes, I'll let you know prior. No worries.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Right. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
You too. Bye.
Bye, Raj.
Right then. Bye.